Good evening and welcome to a live stream hosted by me, your very own Marcel, your reliable drowner of guests, killer of entertainers, enjoyer of fairies, and everything that comes with that. How are you all doing tonight? Doing good? Excited for another roughly 2.5 hours-ish of watching some guy play Roller Coaster Tycoon? Well, I hope you are. Hey! The session was 4 minutes and 20 seconds long. Hella says hello even though she has to sleep. Who's Hella? Is that a significant other? Sibling? Cat? Could be anything. Oh, daughter. Ah, the 3-year-old girl. Hello, Hella. That was also a possibility. I'm not used to... It doesn't happen very often on my streams that people... Because people mention their significant others. People mention brother, sister, you know, other people of their age. Sometimes their parents. Not very often their kids. It's happened before. I mean, you did, but also other people have. But yeah, quite rarely. I'm doing fine. I'm tired. I'm fairly tired as well. Hay fever. And, you know, I do take medicine and it makes it, you know, very fairly manageable. But it does sap a little bit of my energy still, just the fact that my body's dealing with it. So I get tired a little bit more. My friends are having a baby in November. Ah, so they're 3 months in. Well, good luck to, well, basically all pregnancy stuff. Because, I wouldn't say experience, because I have no experience with that, either directly or indirectly. But I know it's not easy. Also, thank you for the 43 months, Mr. Max. Is this a stream for old people now? If you look at my YouTube analytics, kind of, yes. I mean, not old, but compared to what it was 5 years ago, basically everyone is 5 years older. You know, if you have things for 4-year-old kids, then 5 years later, there will be different 4-year-old kids watching it. But for this game, for my YouTube channel, mostly everyone just kept watching and grew 5 years older. Anyone who says the first 2 years are fun are lying. I think my mom had pretty good first 2 years with us at least, because we were like the perfect babies, my brother and I. We never screamed, I mean not never of course, but rarely screamed. Very, very quickly slept through the entire night, the both of us. So yeah, we were very easy as babies. I mean, my birth was not easy. Because when I was born, I had the umbilical cord wrapped around my neck. So, you know, near-death experience. Possibly the quickest ever. But I lived. No issues. But after that, plain sailing. Yeah, then we got older and started to fight as brothers, which was not as easy. Okay, I'm trying to find the crazy castle. There we go. That's the one I was looking for. Were you delivered by C-section then? No, standard birth. And they only found out when I came out. And that was, I was told, a very hectic time. For a little bit. For like, I don't know, 20 minutes, an hour. I don't know how long it took to get to a point where they were like, alright, he's fine. Technically I was there, but I don't really remember it, you know? Okay, so this is my crazy castle. And so far we have this. I think I should try to build some more proper costly things, right? Some sort of a thing here. But of course, the brown castle comes with the park. And stuff here is it's not costly at all, really. And same goes for pretty much everything inside. Lots of flower beds. That's kind of my style, though. My style is lots of flower beds. My style is basically these 6 scenery themes with a few items from others put in there. I use classical Roman quite a bit as well. And it was your mom's birthday too, yeah. It was, well, still is. She turned 32 that day. Ground guests 690. Let's see if they're still in the park. No, they're not. It was quite a gamble on a park that's nearly 5 years in. I'm old and I don't care. How old are you, Major Geeks? Like, you're probably under 40 still, right? That's not that old. Like, my mom is 59. Yeah, because I'm 27. And she can do, you know, her energy is really, really good. You know, she can easily do a, 20k walk on a day. Even in the hills, mountains. She does tons of stuff. She doesn't feel old. 1069? Not gonna happen either, mate. Let's say 2069. 2069 is possible. And of course, my mom does look like, she's around 60 years old. Because she is. There's nothing wrong with that. Hello Hoover, hello Bezita Zita. I still like that name. Although, every time I have to take a little look to see how exactly it's pronounced. About 40 years old. I mean, I just said my mom's not that old and she's 59, so... There's multiple ways to interpret my words, I guess. Bye-bye 2069. Will I reach the year 2069? By that time I will be 74 years old. So, good chance I'll reach it. It's all made up, so however you say it is fine. Okay, so if I pronounce your name as Apple, it's fine. Okay, let's actually build some stuff, right? I want to do more on this hill than just fill it with trees and whatnot. So what if we kind of do something like this? And then build something there. Happy Wednesday, Donzia. Hopefully we will all live to live 100 plus now. I would like to live 100 plus years. But only if I'm actual in, sort of a good shape. That doesn't mean I have to be very able-bodied. But I want to at least be somewhat able-bodied and able-minded. Enough able-bodied that I can feed myself, Stuff like that. I don't want a stupid magic carpet here. We already have a magic carpet anyway. I was kind of building an autopilot there. Did you already miss me? Wait, what? You were here earlier in the chat, right? No, you weren't. Never mind. Hello, Mr. Vedros. Okay, what shall I build here? I could do like a little car, right, with like a costly station and stuff. With that high path, I'd say I built something tall right next to the path. Yeah, that's kind of what the magic carpet did. Ooh, how about monster trucks? I'm just trying some random stuff here. So don't blame me if it goes wrong. So friction coaster. This is too small for our roller coaster. I think we should be able to make like a proper, you know, just design some fun scenery around this, you know, a bit castle-like. If we just build kind of anything. What is your obsession with Pietra, Hoover? Very castle-like monster trucks. I mean, if we're gonna be sarcastic like that, then I guess a maze kind of would fit. But yeah, an observation tower, very castle-like. Minigolf would definitely fit though. I made my first batch of sand in the oven today. I also made a batch of sand. I went to the beach. Used a shovel. Pietro is everything that's good and pure and silly in the world as one adorable little sheep clown. Well, I guess you do you, but I'm fine without him. Because I'm not some sheep that follows what the governments want me to think to believe. Sand that you can eat. That's food, not sand. Oh, this is a nice graphical glitch. Alright, there we go. There's our monster trucks. Can do this. And then have it like go up like that. Ta-da! I don't know if that's ta-da worthy, but you got a ta-da anyway. Do monster trucks have the same minimum stats as the car, right? I think so. In which case, yeah, it's probably too short, isn't it? It is! Well, that doesn't really matter. That just means we'll charge barely anything for it. I should probably get the price manager engaged again. Because 150 is too much for this shit. I think. Let's see if it updates it to anything. I named the ride. Did you now? I want to name this ride Milk Achtbaan. Okay, it updated to 80 cents. Like, what? What the? You said that like last time as well. Now, what is it? Like, I understand the word with achtbaan, because, you know, it's kind of, you know, Dutch words sound funny, yada yada yada. What's funny about milk? Alright, see you later, Bazita. Because I only know the word milk and achtbaan in Dutch. That's not true, you know ontbijtkoek. Okay, so now we have a monster trucks that we need to kind of make interesting, right? So, bam. Is that interesting? Does this work from a scenic perspective? I guess it kind of does. Yeah, it works. We'll bring some nuance to that later. First, you know, gotta go with a rough outline. Okay, yeah, we're... Also, why doesn't this color match exactly? You know what, I'll just bury it one tile into the ground. That works. What coaster options do you currently have? Hang on. Okay, that make me build a coaster is disabled. I'm sorry, but this is not the park to make me build a certain coaster, and I had just forgotten to disable it. Like, I'm slowly and carefully building the scenery in this park and the rides, so just randomly making me build like a spiral coaster or a twister coaster doesn't really work. Okay, so we have a sort of a little bit of a ghost of a car with castle going on. What if I requested the correct one? Well, right now I don't want to build anything. I mean, not any ride, because I'm still scenerying this one. I want a mirror version of this piece, but I don't think that exists. How close on top of each other? Does that work visually? Yeah, I guess that kind of works. Yeah, that's close enough together. That works visually. And then, you know, we can kind of do something like that. That kind of works. It's gonna be some jam-sized jars with a layer of sand, cupcake, and fill the rest of the jar with sand. Or a jar of dirt for a pie table. Right. I still don't really get it, but it's your wedding, not mine, so I don't have to get it. Okay, what if we make the inside of this like rocky? No, rocky doesn't really work, right? Like gravelly, that's more castle stuff. There we go. Okay, this already looks nice. It's not good yet, but you know, there is something there. What if I, like, use a path as sort of roof there? Jar of dirt from Pirates of the Caribbean with a cupcake instead of the heart. Ah. I got a jar of dirt. I got a jar of dirt. What if I use... Let's see if I can do tracker texture. I would say tracker texture for the first time in my life, but that's not true. Oh, sod off. Like, and then we destroy the middle bit. And then we can make this whatever we like. Okay, except we can't build there. That's a shame. Okay, screw this tracker texture. Screw it! There's a dungeon in the lower part of this middle. You can't really see it very well. I kind of just want a roof on it. Problem is, you know, there are a few flat roofs that we could use. This, for example. Yeah, that will delete the scenery on the sides. And also that one. Now, of course, we can simply build these here. That will work perfectly fine. Then we'll have to do like that. She's a little bit less beautiful, you know? I do like the way this look roofs. Why not disabling clearance checks? Cause that be cheating, my friend. Could have worked using the smaller wall piece. Well, I kind of want the wall piece to go above the roof. Because if we do a smaller wall piece, you know, then there's a gap in between there. Of course, this does kind of work a little bit better. Oh yeah, there's still trees inside of there. Well, that's fine. This works a little bit better if we do it like this. Okay, so we got the roof going on now. And then... Oh, need to do that on the inside. There we go. That improves that. Okay, let's make this a proper... There we go, that helps. Okay, making this black also helps. This middle color does literally nothing. You know, we can make it bright pink. And you won't see it, because there is nothing to be bright pink. Also, let's de-uglify it by putting a few less cars on it. Because there were a little bit too many cars weren't there. This is better, I think. Just 7 of them. Okay, guests are riding it surprisingly often. Hey, a knight. That's quite appropriate, actually. Okay, how about we put a wall in the back as well? But how about a little smaller one? Like that. And then we can make the walls be that. There we go. That looks like something. Let's see, what else do we have in the castle theme? We have a tent. There we go. Now there's a tent. Isn't that exciting? Oh, by the way, I should actually probably, like, build some interesting wall pieces to make it look a bit more interesting than just flat walls. Like that. So that one should be on the inside. Perfect. And we can like put some archery targets over here. For the guests who randomly decide to bring their longbow to a theme park, if they also bring some arrows, then they can have a little shoot. See how good they really, really are. Okay. Yeah. Can't see anything. Okay, that's better. No, that makes the thing go away. Alright, then I won't build that there. So does this, right? Oh, that one doesn't? Hang on, if I build this one here, can I then... Yes. Okay, so it makes it go away, but you can put it back. Fascinating. Yes, that's an OpenRST2 feature. By the way, E-Tag, maybe, you know, if I'm gonna be entirely honest, it might be good that your 3-year-old has to go to bed, because this stream is not always appropriate for kids that young. Like, so far we've been appropriate, but today. But not always. Oh, she doesn't hear you talk. Well, that's good. I mean, on rare, we do sometimes build like a penis out of scenery, but not very often. And then again, it's just a penis. You warned me last time. Ah, I did. I don't remember, but that is a good thing. Can we have a statue of a horse under here? Sounds like a castle penis is in order now that the kid is sleeping. If you use your imagination, you can probably find one somewhere already. Ooh, Okay, so a horse statue fits here, but then it kind of blocks the archery range. Which is a shame. You know what? I think it's pretty much done. It's a lovely little castle. And I must say, I'm quite a big fan of this roof in the middle. Looks very nice. You know, I was gonna say I didn't do any murder in my last video, but I did. A little bit. What I could do is make those paths and put nights in them. If you make these paths, then they'll not cover the entire thing, which is a shame. You know, one path works fairly well, but two paths definitely look a little bit weird. You know, with the thing railing in between them and a little gap. The amount of plastic pollution from all the balloons you sold makes up for the lack of murder in the last video. Most of the balloons immediately disappeared though because of the sprite limit, the separate sprite limit for balloons. So, not that much plastic pollution, really. I'm kind of an eco-hero. That's what I'm meaning to say. Alright. That bit is done. But where did they disappear to? They disappeared into the ether. Basically, what I'm meaning to say is, not my problem. Out of sight, out of mind. Basically, I'm exactly like big business. If I can't see it and it's not bothering me, I don't give a crap. We have an enterprise already. We don't. Well, then I think it's time to add one. This is an ugly color scheme. That's better. Think of all the plastic pollution in the ether now. Yeah, but they deserve it. Because all the people there are bitches. Oh yeah, I also saw articles about microplastic in testicles and stuff. But I've got a very good way to not worry about it. And it's called not worrying about it. And I'm like, you know, if I've got that, so be it. And if not, I mean, I'll find out. And if it, you know, if it bothers me, I'll go to the doctor. Something like that. If it gives me any issues. And other than that, I can't be bothered to worry about that. Way too mentally taxing. That's an ugly color for in that kind of angle. How about we make it just grey? Okay, that looks a lot better. I mean, not worrying about it. It seems a bit crude, doesn't it? But it is very human. you know, I don't want to bring down the mood too much, but at every point there's a lot of bad shit going on everywhere on Earth. And we literally can't mentally worry about every single thing that happens. So I just don't really care. You know, I care about select few issues. And most I don't. And that's how I handle that. I mean, I just, you know, if I find microplastics in my system, I'll just drink some bleach and that'll take care of it, right? Some acid. That'll be fine. Side note, don't actually do that. That was a joke. Don't drink bleach. You know, I have a feeling that should not need clarifying, but you never know. Okay, that doesn't work. Just stacking that. How about stacking these? Okay, that kind of works. I want to find a good way to do this. Select the fence, goddammit. Don't drink bleach, so do drink acid. The thing is, I don't think anyone would ever really drink acid, right? But I'm pretty sure people have been stupid enough to actually drink bleach in the past. So, you know. I do wonder, let's say, you know, if I didn't give that clarification and then someone said, you know, someone got very injured because they drank bleach and they were like, yeah, Marcel said it was fine. I mean, would I be found to be at fault in any way possible? I don't think I should. Tell me why I had another dream last night about you guys. This time you were at my sister's wedding and you kept stealing everyone's weenie. What? I don't... Is your sister already married? That is just... You guys, you mean Max and me again? Or it's just general, like, you know, the group there? I would never steal weenie. I don't drink much alcohol anyway. Stealing everyone's weenie, not weenie. I mean, it's not my fault they're pronounced the same. Oh, I had to drink some water 10 minutes ago. Well, here we are. Let me put my mouth out one of those fountains and I'll drink some water. She's getting married in September. Oh, very nice. Give her my well wishes for a happy marriage. Wijn, Marcel, wijn. Yeah, I know what it means. I know what weenie means in Dutch. That's why I was asking you all about dresses. Oh, that's right. You know, I forget. Is there anything else that we can like nicely put halfway? Ooh, how about a horse statue? I do love me some horse. There we go. Just trying to trigger some people. Yes, obviously. That's the joke. Thank you for the follow, Papavel and Robbie J. You love horse. Spelled a little bit different than you did, but yeah. And now we have our enterprise. Looks nice, doesn't it? Ooh, we charge eight bucks for it. That's magnificent. We can now decorate this bit. I've always loved the YouTube videos, so when I saw your name pop up on my Twitch homepage, I had to follow you. Oh, welcome. Speaking of YouTube videos, the last video, yesterday's video, had quite a few references. And I always love it when people spot the references and comment about it. It's so much fun. Okay, we can put like a big castle thingy in here, like, I don't know, like 4 of these, and then... Yeah, that looks nice. I had, in the last video, I had the names of the, you know, Clarkson, Hammond, and May from Top Gear. And then I also had some of the Smosh members I didn't have in my previous video. The Jeremy Clarkson needing to pee was unrealistic. When he needs to go, he just goes. You only saw Clarkson. There was also May and Hammond. In fact, there was one reference that... No, well, maybe someone spotted it, but no one commented about it. Oh, we got a tier 3 sub. I don't really know what the difference is between tier 1 and 3, but I assume tier 3 is more expensive. And maybe you get like an emoji more? I don't know. But thank you anyway, Robbie. Also, 272 must go. I think he's already gone away by himself. Tier 3 is like 10 times as expensive. Is it? Hang on. Twitch, how much is a tier 3 sub? Oh, 25 bucks. Hot damn. Thank you very much. Let's see, who did that thing? After a murder doll. What other guest? 428, the current oldest guest in the park? No, that was a second reference with James May that no one commented about, and I'm a bit sad about. Because he had a lot of items on him. You know, when I had the guest lose the balloon. Kind of like this, but then, you know, letting go of it himself. That was James May. And he had a lot of items from it. And I named the park the Royal Oak. So that they were all from the Royal Oak, which is the name of the pub that James May owns half of. So it's quite a niche reference. And no one got it, or no one commented about it. I'm positive someone must have gotten it, right? It can't be that literally no one got it. And I also had, you know, because in my previous video I had 6 Smosh members. And then in this video I did the remaining ones. I say the remaining ones, not literally everyone, whoever has been a cast member of Smosh, but you know, quite a few people. And it's kind of funny the reactions I got for Smosh, because some people just said, ooh, nice, Smosh reference. But then also quite a few people said, huh, I would not have expected Marcel to be a fan of Smosh. Which is interesting, I guess. It would suck to live in those highs. Not only that, they're being actively besieged by some cannons. Oops, I just placed the bush somewhere. There it is. Someone should take the fence scenery and turn it sideways to make a net for those coasters. That probably exists as custom scenery. Okay, still can't see shit. That's easier. You would never guess there's a roller coaster going around this stuff. You know, it takes a long time to build this kind of stuff, but if you take the time, it usually ends up so much more satisfying than if you just plop down some random scenery shit. Ella is finally asleep. Congratulations. Again, I have no experience taking care of babies or young kids in any kind of way, but I've heard horror stories. Time to bring out the curse words. I know, right? Darn. Crap. Golly gosh darn it. Oh jeez. Shoot, you can't say that. This is a Christian roller coaster tycoon stream. We don't say that word. You go to fucking hell. The hardest part is staying patient. Losing your temper will only make it take longer. Yeah. That goes with a lot of stuff. You know, you're saying it here now in terms of taking care of a young kid, but it goes with kind of anything that's difficult. If you lose your patience, you'll suck at it. My colleague's new baby apparently cries so much it gets tired, doesn't understand what it feels and cries, making it unable to fall asleep, worsening the problem. Yeah, babies are not the smartest objects in the universe. Oh, we got a go-kart. Nice. We have now researched most of the stuff. Hey, Slime! Welcome back as a sub. Did you ever stop being subscribed? Well, this is the first time I've seen you do anything like that. Yeah, a long time, so welcome back. If you lose your patience, you have a problem. At least that's what I told my doctor. No, that never stopped. Oh, you're the cutest. Well, welcome. It's really good to see you back in the streams. How you doing? I mean, you were already there a few times before after the accident. Is eikelbijter a curse word or is it only in Dutch? I mean, it means acorn biter. Although eikelbijter, you know, eikel is kind of a Dutch word for the tip of the penis in Dutch. So, eikelbijter kind of just means cocksucker. So Slime joins the chat and we're talking about cocksuckers. Appropriate. I can't say that. I can't say that. Glad to see nothing change. Oh yeah, eikel can also mean asshole. Not the body part asshole, just if someone is being an asshole, you can call them an eikel. Eikel bitch kind of also works. Eikel is kind of really only used for men, I think. Yeah, I want some kind of flat right here, I think. Do we already have a spacierings? I don't think we do. Hang on. I don't want to see that stupid wall. Okay, I should just... There we go. Are you deliberately spelling it like that, Hoover, just to annoy me? Yes, because it triggered you. I thought so. Go back, go back, go back. Da-da-da! Oh, nice. You know, it's funny, Slime, when you kind of didn't show up in, you know, in the chat as you used to, it was kind of immediately noticed. Because I think you used to be here on Sundays, but not on Wednesdays, right? And then, as soon as you weren't here Sunday, we were like, I was like, well, you know, probably got live stuff going on. But it was kind of immediately noticed, but it makes me think... because there are a lot of community members that do leave. And that are not noticed. And, you know, that makes me think, was there, you know, I started streaming in late 2020, right? So, 3.5 years-ish ago. That, you know, makes me think, how many people were active in the chat 3 years ago that slowly disappeared over time that I just did not notice? Must be at least a few, right? these trees kind of work really nicely there. Statistically, a lot have left probably. I mean, a lot of people will have left over time. But most of those, I mean, most of any kind of viewer are lurkers. Not active participants. I think I read like a statistic about Reddit is something like, out of everyone who goes on Reddit, about 10% vote on stuff. Upvote, downvote. Posts and comments. And about 10% of those comment on stuff. So 1% comments on stuff. And I don't know how accurate that is exactly, but you know, you get the gist. Okay, what shall we build here facing towards the path? Perhaps some stalls? Where are the closest stalls? Yeah, the closest stalls are there, so a food court here. I don't see Sendri in this stream in a while. I believe I've seen him recently, not necessarily in the stream, but seeing him like say something in the Discord. So I don't believe he's entirely gone. Skydo is here. Oh yeah, he's still mod. It doesn't really hurt anyone that he's still mod, but he did come by like a few weeks ago. Say like a few things. Okay, yeah, I need stalls here. But yeah, he's not really here anymore. Okay, we start with a toilet. And then a balloon stall. We don't have that much room, to be honest. Okay, how about a very light lime green? A cash machine. An ice cream stall. I entirely see what you mean, Max. I want this cutaway view to not be deletable. And I want to use the Z key to delete all other windows. For those who don't know, Max has been, I think like a feature request for this, for OpenRST2, to like be able to pin windows. Because, yeah, it's annoying me right now as well. Did you say tzatziki? I mean, I did now, but before that, no. And a fried chicken stall. You can barely see that. You know, I rarely comment as well on stuff. I think I comment the most on my own channel. Either literal comments on my own channel, so pinned comments, or me replying to people. I kind of try to steer clear of default colors as in general. But the red does work quite well. You comment somewhat often on my channel, Slime. So apparently you always have something funny to say in regards to my videos. Can we have salmon umbrellas for Slime? Don't I already sell rainbow umbrellas? No, I do not. They're all red. I'll change it to random color. That way there'll be a few salmon ones in there. I comment when people tell me they'll name handyman after fun commentators. I've never said that though. And I'm not gonna do that. Bring some water, good idea. Doorknob man does though. He does? Can I be a mechanic? You can, Carrie. There you go. You're a mechanic now. When you zoomed into the roller coaster, the tree was clipping over the coaster track for a moment here. Is there a reason that happened? Well, which tree? There are quite a few trees here. I mean, you know, there's a little graphical glitch here. It happens. By the footstools. You mean, I guess that one or that one? Or that one or that one? There are, again, quite a few trees here. But yeah, clipping does kind of happen randomly. Yeah, like that. Especially when trains pass by. It happens. Drown Mechanic 3. You want to drown another mechanic? There's not going to be any... Oh, that was Mechanic 3 I just renamed. Of course. I was thinking of doing fire or staff and then got drowned. Yeah, I'm cruel. I'm very cruel. And I like that. What actually is the path layout in there? Oh god, that's quite a long way around, isn't it? You know? There should be a shortcut in there. Ta-da! Name Handyman after us. Sure. There you go. A handyman named after you. Okay, I can put the go-karts. How about the go-karts here? Ooh, we unlocked a coffee shop, which is something very different depending on the country you're in. If you're in America, a coffee shop is a place you get coffee. Makes sense, right? If you're in the Netherlands, a coffee shop is not the place you get coffee. Very much not. I mean, it could still be. Like, Starbucks is still a coffee shop, I guess. We have Starbucks here. But, yeah, if you say coffee shop, that's where you buy your weed. I've never been to that kind of coffee shop. And I think I've only been to one actual coffee shop ever, which is Starbucks, where I did not buy anything. The only reason I went there is because two Italians wanted me to go there. Yeah, we do have, like, cafes and stuff. And we have Starbucks, which is normal coffee, but, you know, actual coffee shop. But, yeah, if you want weed, you go to a coffee shop. I have no idea how the process of weed buying actually goes, because, as I just said, I've never been inside one. And as far as I know, most of my friends don't really smoke much weed either. You know, I know some that have done it or do it on occasion, but not very much. So, you know, it's not like a regular occasion, you know, whenever I'm out with them, they'll be like, oh yeah, you know, you to refill my weed, let's go to a coffee shop. It's not something that happens regularly. Okay, what shall we theme this like? Why do the go-karts only take up half the grid? Or is that in the case that tiny random chance all go to the same side of the station? Pretty much. I assume so. Okay. How about we make this a bit factory-like? Mechanical. So I'm gonna replace the entire floor. With this. Very white. Why is it? Ah god, the supports do show. That's a bit unfortunate. Though if I make the supports white, you won't really see them, I guess. Yeah, that kind of works. This is more laboratory style. And it's very, very, very ugly. I want it more dark. Luckily, we can easily repaint it. Of course, this does need a fence. Okay, not that kind of fence. That doesn't work. By the way, I said that I have only been to a Starbucks once because 2 Italians wanted me to go there. Sounds a bit weird, but we were working on a university project and the 3 of us, and they for doing work they apparently wanted to do it in the Starbucks. And I was like, you know, that's fine. So we did. One of them was an hour late. I'm like, motherfucker. Apparently that's normal for him. I'm like, mate. Be a bit, you know, nice towards your fellow students. Because I was there just waiting an hour for him. I mean, one of the others was like 10 minutes late, which is, you know, it's 10 minutes late, but, you know, that happens. Northern Europeans are punctual and Southerners are chronically late. Yeah, but I don't get that, because like they always say that you know, Southern Europe, but especially places like South America, runs on polychronal time. But I'm like, how? Let's say meet for dinner at 5 and I am there at 5 and they turn up at 6. What do I do for that hour? Like, sure, there are situations where, you know, we're in the city or whatever and I can do whatever other stuff I might need to do, like buy a thing or whatever. So, in some cases, I get it. You wouldn't show up at 5 either. Yeah, but I mean, if it's not like everyone shows up the same amount of late. Like, yeah, sometimes it works fine, but other times it might not work fine because, you know, the restaurant we're going at might not be in the city, might be a bit outside the city, and there's nothing else to do there. Of course, I assume that for some things they are actually on time. You know, things like doctor's appointments or other very important things where you can't just be late. You know, things like exams. I mean, I get annoyed if people are 10 minutes late. I mean, not always, you know. Next Tuesday, I'll have a friend over. And if we say, you know, they're there at 7 p.m. and he's there at 7:10, whatever, you know. If he's an hour late or half an hour late, that's annoying. Of course, you know, sometimes something does come up, and if you just text me, you know, and it doesn't happen all the time, it's fine. But yeah, I do have a problem with people being late, especially because let's say I'm doing a Discord call with someone, or someone's coming over to my place and they're a bit late, but I don't know how much they're gonna be late. Then I don't know what I can do. Because, you know, if you're gonna be late and you're telling me, you know, sorry, something came up, I'm gonna be an hour late. That's kind of fine, you know. It's annoying, you know, it shouldn't happen all the time, but if it happens once, that's fine, because I can just, you know, I know you're an hour late, and I can just do whatever in that hour that I now have. But if you're not letting me know that you're gonna be late, or how much you're gonna be late, then I'm just sat there waiting for you to show up. Not be able to start something, because you might show up at any moment. And I've had friends do that. I've told them off for it. You know what, I should just put these things under it. Just one high? I'm just trying some random stuff here. You know, it very much depends as well, because there's one friend who I often call with on Discord, and you know, if you're calling on Discord, then traffic is not an excuse. I mean, that's because you're coming home from somewhere. But, you know, usually he's very on time, so I'm not trying to slag him here or anything. But there was one time where he was very, like, we said, to be fair, we didn't really specify a time. We said we would have a chat, you know, and play a game in the afternoon. So I was, but usually for us that meant, like, you know, roughly after lunchtime, so about, you know, 1:30 or 2 p.m, maybe 2:30. But he was there at like 4 or 4:30, which is already somewhat close to dinner time. And I was a bit peeved by that. I mean, you know, it's fine, because, you know, sometimes it happens, so I'm, you know, I'll let him know I'm peeved by that, and then he'll be like, alright, sorry, and, you know, better next time. So it's not a massive deal, but it was a bit annoying. $4:30 close to dinner, that's like 4 hours away. Yeah, if you're Max Arceus, it is. If you're normal, it isn't. Because, you know, if I'm dinner at 6, I gotta start cooking at, you know, like 5:30. So, it is really close to dinner, aka an hour away. Being early can be just as bad as being late. If you're hosting something, it can be really awkward if someone comes early while you're preparing something. Yeah, I mean, on Discord it doesn't matter, because I'll either, you know, if I'm available, cool, we're early. If I'm not available, I just won't pick up. So that's easy. I mean, 5 PM is really early for dinner for me as well. I usually eat between like 6 and 7. I have a second dinner before bed. Well, how big is your second dinner usually, Hoover? And what time? And what time do you go to bed? Now, just, let's do it, you know. What time do you wake up? What time do you eat? And how big are those meals? And what time do you go to bed? I'm kind of curious to your kind of daily schedule for that now. Because a lot of people do it kind of differently. We can probably put some of these against the wall. Yeah, that's kind of nice. I mean, it kind of depends a little bit as well. You know, if I'm inviting someone, you know, so let's say an acquaintance for dinner, and, you know, say dinner at 6 and they're at 5, yeah, that's annoying. But if it's a very good friend, then they can just hang out, watch me cook, whatever. You know, they won't really mind, I won't really mind. Now, if I actually have still functional things to do on my own, where I can't have someone else, yeah, it's annoying. But if it's just me cooking, yeah, they can be here. Wake up, 9 AM breakfast, 12ish skip lunch as I work around 1:30. When I'm at home at 6, when I'm home at 6, but I'm starving. Second dinner when I'm home at 6, but I'm starving. Second dinner 10 PM. So you don't eat between 9 and 6? Which is basically the whole day. Rename this You Grind My Gears. There are a lot of gears being ground here. I eat around 12. But you said you skipped lunch. Oh, wake up 9 AM, breakfast at 12, then skip lunch. Oh, the formatting was really unclear. But I get it now. I do need to eat breakfast sooner after I wake up. You know, it doesn't have to be within half an hour, but I usually eat like within an hour of waking up. God damn it. Wait. Why can't I put a fire directly on top of that? Oh, that's why. I could, but it wasn't aligned. When will we have a cooking stream? Never. I can tell you that, I will never cook on stream. I mean, who says never, you know? But the chance is very, very low. Same question, but directed to Max. Yeah, interesting. What's your daily schedule? Mine is quite simple. Usually I wake up at around 8:30, 9. You know, 8:30 or 9 AM. Get out of bed like half an hour after I wake up or so. And I eat breakfast within usually half an hour of me waking up. Almost always within an hour. Then I eat lunch at around 1 p.m. You know, depends a little. You know, if I'm working and on a roll, then, you know, might be a bit later. Sometimes a bit earlier. And usually then dinner between 6 and 7. And a bit more snacks than is good for me in between. Not every day, of course. Okay, this is a very gear-heavy bit, but I quite like it. Working at office, wake up 7:10, shower, eat, brush teeth, work, lunch 12:30, work, go home, dinner 19:30, bed 0:30. Also snacks in between. Yeah, I imagine, because that's a relatively, you know, not that early lunch, but it's somewhat early. And then there's quite a late dinner, especially for Dutch people, so it's a 7-hour gap. I mean, you say dinner at 19:30, but very often you eat dinner right after my stream starts, so it's more like 8 p.m. So 20:00. So that's even later. Ah, so you're working at home at a very different schedule. That does make a lot of sense. Okay, I want some kind of gardens here. For me, I don't really have a weekend. And I kind of do miss that. And I could kind of, I guess, just make myself, try to make myself only work on Monday through Friday and then, you know, and not work until Sunday evening where I stream. But I have issues with being productive on days. I have general issues with that, with making myself do stuff because, you know, autism, executive dysfunction, whatever, or just being lazy, I don't know. But it being a creative thing, YouTube, it can be especially tricky. Because, you know, for example, yesterday, I kind of wanted to start work on the new video, but I just didn't feel it at all. Then suddenly in the evening I got a bout of inspiration. That's look too similar. Was it the video about the balloons? No, that was uploaded. Uploaded on Monday, but went live yesterday. No, it's a video about that once again involves a MIDI airfield. Drink some water. Good idea, Nisse. You know Bloons TD Battles. Yeah, I've played all the Bloons TD games. Well, not all the niche, like, side games, but all the main ones, including the Battles and Battles 2. Beating empty airfield with just bathrooms. Better, my friend, better. Nah, I'm not feeling this. What if I just put another path there? Oh yeah, and then if I just switch the color of that every time. So if I do like an orange, for example. And then here a yellow. How about that? What did you eat? Today I had pancakes. Did you have pancakes? Yes, I said that. Was it... Did I say it unclearly? What didn't you eat? Your mom. The day before that, I had leftovers. Which is yesterday. The day... Oh, was that yesterday? No, it was 2 days ago. The day before that, I ate at my parents'. And that's where I got leftovers from. What are we working on? Well, currently some gardens. You ate your parents. Yes, very delicious. Filled with nutrients, actually. I made salmon steak with pasta pesto. Pasta pesto is nice. Basically any kind of pasta is nice. I should make more pasta dishes. I think we need to make this a bit more fancy. Making pesto yourself is super easy too. Yeah, but it's also really easy to buy it at the supermarket. You know, pesto has sort of a special property for me. Pesto is small. Because I used to work at the distribution center for Jumbo as an order picker. Jumbo is a supermarket chain here. And, you know, there are tons of different items. And the very largest items were boxes filled with potato chips. They were absolutely massive. And the very smallest item was 6 little jars of pesto together, wrapped in plastic. That was the smallest item that I could possibly have on my cart. Which is why I remember it. How big were the boxes of saffron? What is saffron? Apparently the jars are really tiny. I don't remember how big they were. I don't remember all the products. I just know that there were not the smallest. You know, one of the most frequent ones, one of the most common products was a six pack of 1.5 liter Coca-Cola bottles. In fact, hang on, let me do some Googling for y'all. So this is not the correct version of container. Yeah, there we go. That kind of stuff. Can we see? Yeah. So, you know, this gives you kind of a sense of scale. We had like a little cart. With 4 of these containers on them. And all the containers would need to be filled with Coca-Cola bottles. Which is, you know, would be like, I don't know, you can probably do like 30. Like the 30 of those on a container max. So it would be like 120 or so. Easiest order ever, by the way. Hang on, if I just Google for this. I think this is actually for people. This is order picking, I think, for people who order their groceries. And this looks more what I did. Yeah, this is the kind of thing I drove on. Yeah, exactly that. Same color things as well. What do you call these? The skeleton, you know, that all the pallets and stuff are on. Shelves. I don't know. How weirded out would you be if a picture of yourself came up? Really weirded out because I don't remember ever taking any, you know, pictures for this. Because these are all promotional pictures that, you know, are taken with that you know of, that you pose for. Are you forklift certified? No. This is not a forklift. This is just a little cart that you drive around on. Oh yeah, this is quite accurate. You can see all the bottles here. That's how we stack them. I never liked these containers with the green bottom. They were never as sturdy as the ones with the iron grate bottom. Yeah, you can see them being stacked here. That's kind of how that works. Did they really stack beer on top of soft drinks? Please. That's not how you stack. I mean, if it's secured, whatever, I guess. They got the crappy voice picking at Jumbo still. I mean, I used the voice picking. Well, I mean, I stopped working there in 2018. So that's a while ago. But yeah, I had the voice picking, but it was fine. It was not crappy at all. Oh yeah, and then here's the little thing. Hang on, can I? There we go. This is the one I worked at. Yeah, good old memories. Come on. Is there not a better quality picture of this? Go away, Facebook. Like, don't they have any good pictures? Yeah, this is kind of what it looks like. So on the left here, you see a lot of places for trucks to kind of dock. And then in the middle there are a lot of containers. Because you have a couple containers on your cart, and then you have to put them at one of the docks. And you get to hear them which one you need to put them at. Because they need to go to a specific location, of course. And then you get these rows and rows of containers. And it's absolutely ridiculous. And you were also, you know, you would need to drive at in a certain direction. So you can kind of vaguely see here, you know, don't drive that way. No entry sign. And next to here you can kind of see a green arrow. Because you will drive on the right. Yeah, all the stuff. You can see more soft drinks stacked here. Behind there, there's, you know, you can see some lemonade. Those are all a lot of trucks. These are the same 3 pictures. Any other good pictures? I just want good pictures of the indoor. Oh, there we go. We got a few here, I think. Yeah, this is the kind of the bridge that we walked over every day to get to work. Oh, they apparently did a show here. Stacked up very high. Once while I was working, a pallet of eggs fell from the very top shelf. Because one of the forklifts was trying to get something from one side, and he kind of put his forks of his forklift too far through and bumped it to the other side down. Luckily, no one was hurt. I also didn't see it happen. Because I was, you know, somewhere else. I also once did see an entire pallet of beer fall. Which was fun. I wonder, hang on, let's get YouTube. Can I find a video on YouTube of Jumbo Bijlen? Well, yes we do. Okay, we don't need any voice, any sound. I'll be the voiceover. It's absolutely massive, these kind of operations. Was it good beer? I don't remember what kind of beer it was. I just know it was beer. There was a very big kind of pond of beer on the floor. Oh, are they literally going to drive just around? Yeah, that's not what I want at all. I want to see inside. This is close enough, I guess. Was this filmed in Bijlen? I'm not sure. They probably all look quite similar. Look at that. It's an absolutely massive operation, isn't it? You got you know, printers for your labels. These kind of white things say where the printers are. And there he drives on his little, well, we call it a pump car, which translates to pump cart. This is kind of true, you know, they say a good order picker needs to be able to deal with stress and needs to have some spatial insight. Need to be, you know, because you know, I get, you know, being able to deal with stress is it's a bit exaggerated, but you know, you need to be you need to see how you can efficiently stack stuff. So kind of the spatial awareness, not really awareness. It's not being. They don't mean being aware of people around you. They mean being able to efficiently stack different sized products on your cart. Because that can sometimes be tricky. Oh, apparently there's no height requirement. Yeah, I once had some trouble with that, sort of. I mean, I'm much taller than 165, so that wasn't the issue. And let's see how the little cart worked. And soon we'll see the headset. There we go. Yeah, that's the exact headset I used. Amazing. Okay, nothing more interesting here. Let's see, can we find anything else? No, it's fine. So the reason I had issues, I had issues with the height stuff is because for a while I had injured my shoulder, presumably while working there, because at some point I just, I think it was my right shoulder. I just had a lot of pain and I couldn't kind of raise my right shoulder, my right arm above shoulder level. So I had trouble getting things from high up. The funny thing is, I told no one. I mean, I might have told, like, my mom that I was, you know, had a little pain in my shoulder or anything. But even though I was kind of obstructed in doing my job, I didn't tell anyone at my job that my shoulder was injured. I just kind of just used my other arm until it was healed. Which I guess worked. It's not necessarily what I would recommend, how you deal with that. But yeah, eventually it was healed. And it's not like it got any permanent damage, so... Do you all tell anyone when you're injured at your current work? I mean... I guess I do, but that's just because I tell people I'm injured. I don't work for anyone at the moment, so... I work for myself. If I'm really injured, I can't make videos. You guys will know. Take workplace safety seriously. Yeah, I don't really know what got me injured. I think I kind of just made a wrong move, but... Hey, we got a rich person. Mr. Rainbow Phoenix 1. Look at them, they're rich. But it took me my shoulder months to heal. So actually a long time. But I must say I'm kind of happy that I didn't tell anyone there, because if I did, there probably would have been something, you know, I probably would have needed to deal with stuff, you know, being adapting or being, you know, special things done for me so that I can do my work easier. And that's a whole lot of hassle. I think I was just happier just doing my work and just as I did and just using my left arm for high stuff. But yeah, for a few weeks I did have quite a lot of pain. I had pain every night when I tried to sleep in my right shoulder. Sometimes quite a bit as well. It was not pleasant. The most annoying thing is when you have such an injury, but then you forgot about it. You forget about it for a little bit. And for example, I would try to just, I don't know, reach the peanut butter or something. By reaching it with my right arm. And then suddenly, you're very sharply reminded that, oh yeah, you have an injury. Will it even make this? I might be a little bit too ambitious. But we'll see. By the way, I did get an actual proper lasting injury, I think, from working there. Because I was like kind of on my feet the entire day, right? And for years until after working there, I would just get pain in my feet, even if I wasn't on my feet that day very much. You know, get pain in the bottom of my, the soles of my feet. And that's kind of gone away now. So, I guess not really permanent, but that took years to go away. Now, I would, you know, be basically sitting at my desk all day, working or whatever. Maybe walking a little bit, but like not anything much. And then go to bed, lie down, and then suddenly have pain in my feet. But the thing is, I only realized that after I quit. Because while I worked there, I obviously just thought, well, yeah, I've been on my feet all day. Obviously my feet hurt. And then, you know, the days in between, it's still easy to rationalize with, oh, yeah, my feet hurt because, you know, I've been on my feet 8 hours a day for the past 4 days. But it was only after I quit and started studying again and the pain didn't go away that I was like, oh damn. It wasn't any kind of horrible pain, it was quite easy to ignore. The pain in the shoulder, when that did hurt, was much worse. Okay, it does make that very nice. But it was still a bit annoying. What caused the foot pain? Just being on my feet all day and, you know, not the lightest. And I worked there, it's not like I had a ton of overweight, but I had some overweight. You know, like 10, 20 kilos. Maybe it was the shoes that didn't gel well with my feet. Because we had to kind of wear safety shoes. Although I wasn't, I was, you know, I did move about, of course, but I was standing quite a lot on the thing itself, on the pump card. Although not for a long periods of time, actually. Because usually, you know, you stand there, and then, you know, sometimes several times a minute, you get over and grab something. Well, it's not just 8 hours a day, it's also 8 hours a day without being used to it. Because, you know, if the ancient people were on their feet a lot of 8 hours a day, but they've been doing that kind of from birth, but then they're used to it. I wasn't. I've never really led a particularly active lifestyle. Especially not while in uni. And I mostly did that work, you know, as a late teen. Between like my 18th and 21st or something like that. So that was after I stopped cycling to school. Well, 8 hours of standing is horrible for anyone. Don't get me wrong. It's 8 hours of moving around that's fine for maybe not most people, but at least quite a lot of people. Because just standing still is horrible. If I have to walk an hour right now, that's fine. Might have a little bit of sore feet maybe, but other than that, it's fine. If I had to stand still in the same in the same area, exactly the same position right now for an hour, oh, definitely not. The human body is not meant to stand still for any long period of time. Can you fancify it? I can. After sitting in a wheelchair for 8 weeks, I can't imagine walking for 8 hours straight. I mean, I can't walk for 8 hours straight right now. I don't have the physical condition for that. I mean, if I had to, like if someone, said walk for 8 hours straight right now or I'll, kill you. Yeah, I'd manage. It's not that bad, but not without issues. The thing is, I wonder, let's say I did try to, I don't know, let's say sue Jumbo for causing me feet pain. Not that I wanted to, because that's a whole lot of bullshit I can't be able to deal with, and it's not like that makes the pain go away. But let's say I wanted to. Could I have won? Could I have, gained anything from that? Could I have been awarded damages? I have no idea. My stepdad works as an Arbo coordinator. And Arbo is kind of like OSHA. It's kind of the thing in the Netherlands that makes sure work happens safely. So he knows quite a bit about it. In fact, apparently my Jumbo violated a lot of safety codes, because apparently you're not supposed to have to work in any environment where people have to reach above shoulder height to reach stuff. Well, I had to reach above shoulder height to get stuff all the time. That was very normal. The funny thing is, my brother worked at the very same distribution center for a while as well. Sometimes even on the same day. Now, what shall we decorate this with? We could do generic, which is basically trees, flower beds, bushes, that kind of shit. Or we could pick a theme. Small castle town. Not a bad idea. Generally though, work at Jumbo was quite good. All the team managers, except for one, were very nice. One was a bit of an asshole, or as we learned earlier in the stream, an eikel. And the funny thing is, I was not the only one. He was kind of universally disliked. He was not, you know, he was not anywhere close to like Umbridge level, you know, that kind of stuff. Not even close. He wasn't necessarily a bad dude, but he was a bit annoying to deal with, you know. Okay, the problem, Max, is that I don't have that much space here. You know, I can put like a tower there and a tower there. And that's kind of all the places I can make them go around towers. I mean, I can't even do it there, so... Horror theme. Why do you want horror theme so badly? I can do a horror music. If that's what you mean. Because the miniatures is horrible. Oh, I like that. But now there was one time in 2016. I worked from 6 AM until 3 PM. And after that I was going to Dockham Open Air, which is a festival in, surprise surprise, Dockham. You know, I would go home and then go there. Which, but we had to work overtime that day. 2 hours of overtime. That was quite usual in the summer, because it wasn't the summer. And it was very, very busy. And they apparently didn't have enough people, so we had to work overtime. Usually I didn't really mind, because, you know, you get paid for that, you get paid extra, so... It was alright. But at that time I was like, no, not today. I have places to be. So I went to the team leader. And I said, hey, you know, I know it's overtime, but today I can't because I have a place to be. And he was like, well, too bad. Can you guess who it was? I didn't take that as an answer, of course. So, you know, I went in discussion with him. I was like, you know, I said, hey, I've worked overtime every time that's been asked for the, you know, in the last however many months, and a lot. That was a lot. So today, for once, I'm not available. And he still kind of said, too bad. Eventually he relented, though. But I was just... at some point, I was like, I'll just... If he doesn't relent, I'll just walk out at 3. You know, fuck him. Luckily, I didn't have to do that and, you know, make him angry or whatever. But I would have. Yeah, overtime is not mandatory, but he was a dick. And he kind of treated it like it was. Where's the horror? I'm not going for horror. I'm just going for whatever the hell this is. Oh, it is in the right position, never mind. I had a supermarket job too, in a super tiny one, and it sucked so much. They asked impossible deadlines because the store was so small, narrow pathways. Two of those trolleys would often not pass each other, and that's very narrow. Never mind, customers in the way. It was hard to work quickly, resulting in overtime every shift, which I did not accept. I was fired over it after half a year. Isn't that illegal? Now, of course, you know, I entirely understand if you didn't want to deal with that bullshit of going after them because it's illegal and whatnot. Because I wouldn't either. Well, not fired, but not extended contract. Okay, yeah, in that case, firing is, you know, you can sort of legally fire someone for that kind of stuff. I hate that this makes the fences go away, even though you can replace them again afterwards. And you know, but one of the reasons I had to get like his permission to not work overtime, as stupid as that sounds, is because when, you know, during the workday you would just ask, you know, you would just complete your order and then ask a new order, automatically get one from the system. And usually orders are between about 5 minutes and an hour long, rarely ever above an hour. The thing is, if you finish an order and there's 20 minutes left in your shift, you can't just ask a custom one. Or a random one, I mean. You can't just ask a random one, because you might get one that lasts an hour. So, it's always, you know, when that happened, you just went to the team leader and you were like, you know, can I get a custom one for this long? And he would give you one. Or she, but I think we have only men. But that's why I had to ask him, hey, can I just leave at 3? Now, if he did not agree with that, I would have just been at, you know, let's say now at 2:30, I finished an order. And he would have said, no, I'm not giving you a custom one. I would have been, alright, see ya. And I know I would not have been fired for that, because they needed people and I was a good enough worker that I could have pulled that shit. I've never had to. But I could have. I got an order someone else hadn't finished in time, half an hour before work ended, and it was impossible to finish that quick. Wait, you got an order someone else hadn't finished in time, but what were they... So you got on their card and finished their order or something, because they were done with work? How did that work? We're not talking about tax evasion at all, Sepkuip. Like, not even close. One time my boss took over for my job for 2 minutes and shouted, see, you can fill this many shelves in 2 minutes. Sure, but can you do the entire shift long in that place with customers in the way? Yeah, that's kind of, you know what I mentioned earlier with, like, you know, if you had like 120 bottles, 126 packs of Coca-Cola. The system has kind of an estimated time that you should take. And if you do that time, you get 100%. And if you get a lot of the same item, it does shorten the time that you kind of get. At least at Jumbo. But not kind of enough. Because if you get like a lot of different items, you might get like, let's say 100 different items. You might get, I don't know, 45 minutes. If you get 100 of the same item, you might get 30 minutes or maybe 25 minutes. But you can easily do that in like 10. So that would be like my boss doing like a Coca-Cola order, doing it in 10 minutes, be like, yeah, they're working at 200%, easy. And then getting a real bitch of an order late, then me getting a real bitch of an order next time, which I can only do at like 80% because, fitting it all in is annoying and all that kind of stuff. That didn't happen, but, that's kind of equivalent to what Max got. I've said this before, but I still can't fathom how some people manage to work at like an average of 50%. Every time, I worked for a company called Adecco, which is, they kind of they kind of got the workers for Jumbo. And every week, we would get a WhatsApp message with our percentages for every day and our weekly average. And sometimes a comment on that. If you did well, be like, keep going. Or if you're a little bit below, it's like, keep an eye on it. That stuff like that. I didn't really bust my ass. I kind of just worked at a leisurely pace. Sometimes for a day I'd work really hard. And then for another day I'd slack off. I'd have days with 70%. I had days with 130. Sometimes even 100. I think I've done 150 once. But my average was always, between 95 and 105. Easy. I didn't really put much effort in at all. How are you literally at 50%? Is that called quiet quitting? Now, quiet quitting is doing exactly what is asked for you, but nothing more. This is just called being lazy. But yeah, I really didn't understand, because I never cared about how hard I worked. I just did my job at kind of a normal / leisurely pace, and it was fine. Adecco didn't give a shit if I had a day with 70%. Because a bit later I'd have a day with 120 or 130. It'll balance out. The main issue I had in Jumbo was interacting with the voice picking system. It did not work properly back then. When did you work there? Because for me it worked perfectly fine. Sure, it did not understand me perfectly every time. Like 2010. Okay, yeah, that was, 6 years before I started working there. For me it worked, it didn't understand me perfectly every time, but it worked well enough. And to be fair, sometimes that was also my fault, because I didn't always speak very clearly. Did it understand her, Hal? Yes, it did. Always at the very deadpan, depressed tone, her Hal. And I would go home, take off my shoes, sit on the couch, be like absent-minded, lose my track of thought, and say out of habit, herhaal. Story time. Ooh. Yeah, been there. Yeah. I love that. I'm willing to bet that most people who worked in some kind of distribution center with some voice commands have done that. You get... Because there are two... You know, for those who don't know, I've told the story before. Guess with the balloon, then pop the balloon. Alright. I've told the story before, but there are kind of two different... at least where I worked for Jumbo, two different commands... to get you back on track. One is status or status, which would give you like the size of your order, how many you've already done, that kind of stuff. And the other one is herhaal, which means repeat, and that one would just repeat the last thing it said. So if ever you didn't understand it, you were distracted, or I don't know, you just stopped. You just talked to someone for 5 minutes and you forgot. You would just say herhaal, and that I would say that so often on a day. Very often I would quickly, you know, just lose my train of thought, and you quickly say herhaal, and you know it costs you not much time. It's not like that delays you a lot, but it's a thing that happens. And you say that so often if you work there. You know, if you work like 1 day a week while you're studying, maybe not. But I worked there like 4 days a week for a while. And it became so ingrained in me that even when you're not at work at all, when you lose your train of thought, sometimes you just say herhaal. And I guarantee you that had I been streaming at that time, I would have definitely said that on stream at some point. Just losing my train of thought, herhaal. And it's always in the same brain dead manner. It's never herhaal, it's always herhaal. Not really because you lose your will to live. I mean, maybe for some people, but for me it was more just... That thing doesn't care how you talk to it, and it's not like you're super happy to do your job there. I mean, I was happy to do my job. It was an alright job, but it's not like it was my dream job or anything, of course. I mean, I was happy to work there, I guess. I was saying it in a conversation with a friend. I didn't even know I was saying it. You know, that might have happened to me too. I'm not sure. I wouldn't rule it out. But it does me good to hear that you had the same issue. Alright, see ya, Max. In general, though, you know, I complained about that one team manager being a dick. In general, he wasn't too bad, and most of the others were really nice. There was one old guy called Jim. He was lovely. And there was some young guy who I think he came over quite ambitious. You know, like kind of like he wanted to move up in the business, which is entirely fair. Who was strict, but fair. You know, if you did something wrong or something like that, you know, my brother and I were once like 5 minutes late and he was like, and he just said, hey boys, next time be on time, alright? And then it's fine. You know, he's strict for a little bit, and then, but he's also like, you know, it's not the biggest of deals. Jumbo kinda sucked. Me being a 17-year-old that went drinking the night before at 6 AM was a big part of that. Okay, so I never really... I did drink at that time, but never really the night before work. But... I still have trouble with... I mean, yeah, working at 6 AM means you wake... my alarm was at 5:15. Which was way too early for me. I'm not built to wake up that early. I mean, I guess I managed. But still, I'm not really built to wake up that early. I was mostly kind of a bit of a zombie the first 2 hours. But then you got a break and I would, you know, get some food in me and then it would be a little bit better. The money was good. The thing with working at Jumbo is that when you're working there as like an 18-year-old or so, the money is quite good. But when you're still working there as a 40-year-old, suddenly the money is not that good anymore. Because there's not that much upwards mobility possible. So as a little, you know, as a teenage or early 20s job, it's absolutely great. But yeah, you don't want to work there for that long. But yeah, in general, just, you know, positive words about them. Met some lovely people there too as well. Yeah, there was one girl who I met there. She was also from Groningen. And at some point, you know, we got we befriended each other, and then at some point she invited me to play Dungeons and Dragons with a few of her friends, which I did for a few sessions, and after that everyone was too busy to ever do it again. Then I quit at some point while she was still working there, and then we were like, yeah, we'll keep in contact. No, we didn't. We had each other's numbers, we still do. We never had any contact after I boarded the train and she didn't. For the last time. And that's fine, you know? Because that's what happens. That's just life. Maybe she lurks here during streams. Well, Harmke, if you're here, I don't think she is. Chance is quite small. If you're here, speak up. Alright, see ya, Dr. Rudy. Okay, now we we can definitely put something interesting here. There's some space. How about the spiral slide? Yeah, that's fine. That was my first job ever, by the way. Working at Jumbo. I started in 2016, so I was 19 at the time. A lot of people get a side job when they're a teenager, still in high school. I didn't. In fact, no, I didn't move out before... Wait, I moved out in 2016, so... I worked there for a while still living at home, so I started in 2015 then. When I was 18. Anyway. I never got a job. You know, my mom was like... you're focusing on school, you don't need to get a job. I'll make sure you have enough money and whatnot. I mean, if you want to buy anything expensive, and, you know, which is more expensive than the pocket money I'm giving you, then, yeah, get a job. But my brother and I both weren't big spenders, so neither of us got a job before we turned 18. I mean, I guess technically I got a job before that, but that was because at some point my parents were like, yeah, you know, we have a lot of those kind of specific like weeds on the grass in the garden. For everyone you get out, we'll pay you 8 cents. And I got 80 of them out, so I earned €6.40. Doesn't really count as a job now, does it? And yes, I still know the exact numbers, of course. I used to watch my dad's car together with my sister to save up money for a PS2. I just got enough pocket money. I think that, you know, the first big thing I bought with my own money, my pocket money, was a Nintendo DSi. That was, I think, like September 2009 or so. And a friend had one. Well, his sister, really. Well, a friend of mine had the Nintendo DS, and the sister of another friend had a DSi and had an R4 card and knew how to download games. So I got kind of a DS because I wanted to play with one friend. But then the sister of another friend knew how to download games onto the R4 card. So that's how I learned that. Some statues. Um, some bushes. And I think that's the inside of the castle pretty much done. Still got most of the outside to do, you know, we've done a little at the start. But I think the inside is now pretty much done. And I think it looks pretty good. It's very much the kind of old school dense style. Nearly every tile is filled with something. Let's take one final sip of water. You know, a nice thing I like is that, you know, I wanted a little jungle area here. And it works. It looks good. You know, you can just do that. And it'll work. Little Dutch flag here, or French flag, depending on what you want. And yeah. I want to thank you all very much for watching this stream. It's very much about to finish right now, and I'm gonna see if I can find someone to raid. You know, I don't watch much Twitch. And so the things on my homepage are retro gaming stuff, which is the only thing I on occasion watch. And apparently bikini streamers. Right now the 5 are Brian streaming Rollercoaster Tycoon. Then some VTuber playing Pokemon Unite. Someone playing Super Mario. A Dutch YouTuber doing just chatting. And someone in revealing clothes in a gym. And it's titled Mommy is Seeking Muscles Episode 1. Yeah. I'm not gonna rate someone like that. Revealing clothing, I've just been like shorts and a sports bra. So, you know, not anything inappropriate for a gym, but still, you know, revealing enough that you know what she's up to, right? Anyway, I'm gonna send you all over to Brian, just like last time. He is doing Leafy Lake. He's doing actually a normal playthrough instead of taking 10 million hours to build one ride in one park, as it usually does with its hyper-realistic style. So, have fun at Brian's stream. And, yeah, I guess I'll see you later. I'll see you on Sunday. Bye-bye. Good night.